That afternoon, in the middle of the busy city streets, two cars sped along. The one in front was trying to escape, while the one behind was clearly chasing it. Their target was a woman, and their intention was to rob her. Out of fear, the woman eventually pulled over. A group of masked men jumped out of the car, pointed their guns, and forced her out. They smashed the window and were about to drag her away when a well-dressed man appeared and stopped them. Strangely, the attackers seemed to know this man. They called him Randall Thompson, though Randall himself had no idea who they were. As Randall tried to calm the situation, the woman took the chance to run. But one of the attackers shot her in the leg. Randall quickly shielded her, only to become their next target. One bullet knocked him down, followed by a second shot that took his life.
It's on TV, he's out of control!
In a panic, they searched Randall and found a police badge. They took the badge before fleeing. From across the street, a store owner witnessed the whole thing and immediately called the police. Sometime later, Randall's funeral was held. He was known as both a former military man and a highly respected mercenary. His daughter, Anna, attended with her teacher, Kara, both overwhelmed with grief. In the middle of the service, Carl, Randall's brother, arrived. Anna was shocked, as besides her father, she had no other family.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I worked with Anya's father at Linthrop. I don't remember Randall ever mentioning he had a brother.
Carl introduced himself to Kara, who welcomed him warmly. As they walked home, he saw firsthand the condition of the neighborhood where Anna lived. Anna explained that the area was full of street gangs and that her father often fought against them. She said, with irritation, that Randall had often invited Carl to visit but he never came. Carl promised that this time he would stay. The next day, near the school, Carl saw a group of teens harassing a woman. She walked away, but the gang then surrounded Carl, claiming they controlled the area and hurling insults. Carl stayed calm. As the tension peaked, a police patrol car drove by, making them scatter. But once the police left, they returned, this time firing shots. Fortunately, Carl reacted quickly and avoided them. Soon after, Carl met his friend Joey. They had once worked with Shale, the substitute teacher now living in New York. Carl asked for his help in finding his brother's killer, and Joey agreed without hesitation. That night, they met at a bar. Joey shared information. The murder witness, the store owner, was too scared to testify, but he had seen the shooter, a Lantro High School student from a gang called the Brotherhood, recognized by an inside-out hoodie with eye holes.
Major gangbangers there call themselves the Brotherhood, or the Hoods. One shooter around Linthrop High School. Sweatshirts turned around with little eye holes cut in the hood.
The next day, Carl visited Kara to ask about substitute teaching positions at the school, especially for the most problematic class. Carl said he had experience teaching martial arts.
Randall and I were involved for a little while, 4 or 5 years ago. Although he was a little tough to get close to. Hope it's not a family trait.
Listen, Kara, who's gonna take over Randall's classes?
Kara suggested he get certified and offered to help him apply. That same day, Anna returned to school and met her best friend, Danny. Meanwhile, Carl came to handle paperwork and met the mechanic teacher, Warren Drummond, who wondered if Carl would be taking over the troubled class. Carl eventually stepped into that class. The scene was chaotic, loud music, drinks scattered, students dancing and fooling around. When he tried to introduce himself, they ignored him. Then Carl picked up a yo-yo and explained that 400 years ago in the Philippines, it was used as a weapon.
What exactly is a yo-yo?
It's a stupid little toy, man.
But 400 years ago in the Philippines, it was a weapon.
He threw it, smashing a soda bottle, instantly silencing the room. His message was clear: never judge someone by appearances. Carl knew some students were planning to test him. At lunch, they mocked him, not realizing Joey was watching from a distance. In the teacher's lounge, Carl met other weary staff. Warren approached, advising him to switch to a calmer class. Meanwhile, Anna met Dennis, who drove a Mustang, and accepted his offer for a ride. Elsewhere, Carl and Joey tailed some suspected Brotherhood members to an old factory. Inside, they found the gang torturing the store owner witness.
Tell everyone that we killed that teacher. So you called him, didn't you?
Joey went in first, issuing a warning, while Carl shot a few gang members in the leg as a deterrent.
Track one.
Lower the back. Who the f*** it is? Everybody here is dead when I say so.
The gang leader surrendered, the victim was freed, and Joey got him to safety. That afternoon at home, Anna and Dennis were together when Carl came in. Anna quickly distracted him until Dennis slipped out quietly.
Nice Mustang.
That night, several students from Carl's class stole a car, unaware Joey was watching. Later, Carl spent the evening with Kara, sharing stories about his past with Randall. Their talk was interrupted when Joey called, telling him Dante and Mace had stolen a bait car they had set up. Joey suggested waiting, as tomorrow would be important. He played a recording of the gang talking about getting rid of Carl. The next day in class, one student with a broken arm pretended to feel sick and asked to go to the restroom. In reality, he went to unlock the back door, letting gang members into the school. Inside the classroom, Mace blasted loud music from his radio, ignoring Carl's repeated warnings. Carl told the class that if he let Mace keep playing music when he wanted to teach, no one would win. That's what's called a standoff, a situation with no clear resolution. Without compromise, Carl grabbed Mace's radio and tossed it out the window. The class went silent. Mace pulled a knife, showing off his skills, but Carl easily disarmed him and took the blade.
Always keep the weapon. Parry away. Always from the body as possible.
Carl made it clear he wasn't trying to embarrass anyone, he just wanted the class to understand he was the leader in the room and only wanted to help them. Noticing Keshin hadn't returned from the restroom, Carl went to check. In the boys' bathroom, Carl called out his name. Suddenly, gang members came from behind. Thanks to a warning from Joel, Carl was ready. Using his fighting skills, he took them down one by one. Back in class, Keshin rushed in, saying Carl might be getting beaten up, but Mace stayed quiet, still thinking about Carl's earlier words. The fight continued in the bathroom until Carl pinned one gang member and asked if he was the one who killed Randall Thompson. After it was over, Carl calmly adjusted his tie and put his watch back on. The school janitor, whom he had met before, walked in and praised his fighting skills. He introduced himself as Jonathan Barty, saying he'd never seen a teacher fight like that, recognizing Carl's moves as Green Beret techniques. Jonathan revealed he had served in the 1st Battalion in 1971 and 1972, and he suspected the attackers weren't real students, someone had to have let them in. He also said Carl was clearly no ordinary high school teacher. Jonathan offered to handle it, told Carl to return to class, and asked him to meet later in the basement. Back in class, Carl acted like nothing had happened, asking Keshin if he was okay. The skeptical stares of the other students made things awkward. Carl continued, "Now, we were talking about power versus compromise." After class, Carl asked Mace to stay. He asked if the radio was expensive. Mace said it wasn't. Carl told him he believed Mace could change his life for the better. Mace angrily questioned how Carl could know anything about his life, revealing that his father was in prison, his brother was killed, and he didn't even know where his mother was. The gang was all he had. Carl calmly said he still had the choice to take a different path. Upset, Mace returned the yo-yo Carl had given him and left. Later, Keshin and friends returned to the bathroom to see the aftermath of the fight, but it was already cleaned up. Keshin insisted Carl had fought the gang, but no one believed him. That night, Carl met Jonathan in the basement. Jonathan showed him his living space and military memorabilia. Carl was impressed by his dedication and respect for service. Over sodas, Carl admitted he was looking for his brother Randall's killer. Jonathan said he often heard strange noises at night, people coming and going when no one should be there, but when he checked, nothing was found. Carl suggested they investigate together with other allies. That evening, Anna was walking home when Brotherhood members confronted her, warning her to make Carl stop messing with their business, telling her to pretend this never happened, then leaving her scared on the street. That night, Anna told Carl, who told her to stay home for the next few days. She didn't like the idea but agreed. That night, Carl, Joel, and Jonathan went to the school to investigate the strange noises. They decided to check the garage secretly, with Jonathan leading them through a hidden corridor. Carl went in first and found Warren with several students dismantling cars, clear evidence of illegal activity. Carl returned and told the others Warren was running a chop shop, dismantling 3 to 4 stolen cars each week, selling the parts below market value, making over $100,000 a month. Meanwhile, Warren got a call from Dante saying police had found one of their stolen cars and there'd been a chase. Worse, Mace was dead. Warren showed no emotion. The next morning, Carl gathered students who were mourning, except for Dante, who coldly said Mace took risks and paid the price. Carl disagreed, saying school wasn't a battlefield and no student should die. Dante argued the real world was a battlefield and people like him had to fight for everything because nothing was given freely like it probably was for Carl. Dante claimed the police killed Mace, not him, but Carl suspected Dante's involvement in Randall's death, perhaps without even realizing it. After school, Carl asked Kara what Warren was really like. Kara said he was well liked at school but cold and controlling outside it. She admitted Warren had tried to pursue her, but she refused because of his possessive nature. The next day at lunch, Carl asked Kara quietly to dig into Warren's background and work history. From a distance, Warren watched them suspiciously. That night, while Carl was at home with Joey, Kara called saying she'd found something online and asked Carl to come. Carl said he and Joey would be right over, reminding Anna not to open the door for anyone. But at Kara's house, someone knocked soon after Warren, carrying food, claiming he was just in the neighborhood. Kara felt unsafe, hiding the file meant for Carl. Warren kept talking, pretending to be friendly. Meanwhile, Anna sneaked out to see Danny. At his place, things started light but turned uncomfortable when Danny got aggressive. When he left for the bathroom, Anna spotted a gun on the table, then found something shocking, her father's police badge in Danny's drawer. Horrified, she searched more and found a Brotherhood gang uniform in his closet. When Danny returned, she confronted him, asking if he had killed her father. Danny explained that her dad interfered with the Brotherhood's money flow. The argument escalated until Danny pulled a knife. But Anna, skilled in karate, kicked him hard and smashed a bottle over his head.
So you fucked.
He tried to grab her again, but she escaped. Back at Kara's, things turned violent when Warren suddenly attacked, throwing Kara across the room, revealing his true abusive nature. He accused her of working against him and beat her repeatedly, forcing her to say what Carl's real purpose was. Kara finally said Carl was Randall Thompson's brother. When she tried to flee upstairs, Warren chased her, beat her again, and shot her dead. Warren then ordered his men to kill Carl, taking orders only from him. When he left the house, he saw Carl and Joey arriving and hid. Carl and Joey didn't notice him. Inside, Carl was devastated to find Kara dead. He also found the file she'd meant to give him, revealing Warren was a former U.S. Marine Corps agent, honorably discharged under special conditions, once suspected of running an illegal mission in Honduras in 1986, which he denied, and even awarded in 1987. At home, Anna told Carl what she had discovered, that Danny had set him up and admitted to killing Randall to prove himself to Warren. That night, Carl armed himself, determined to end it once and for all. Joey picked him up, and they drove to the high school. Joey said there were 2 carloads of gang members, asking if Carl was ready. Carl gave a firm yes. By morning, the gang cars arrived. They entered the school armed with guns and rifles, clearly intending to take out the substitute teacher. Carl and Joey met Jonathan, who opened the gate for them. But the gang was right behind, and a gunfight erupted. The school became a battlefield. Several gang members were badly hurt, but Carl, Joey, and Jonathan stayed alive. They moved into another room and shut the door. Inside, Joey revealed he'd been shot, and they felt trapped. Carl asked why Jonathan had led them here, and Jonathan said it was because they were being shot at. Carl spotted a gas canister, placed it near the door, and when the gang fired again, it exploded, forcing them back. This gave them a chance to escape. Jonathan led them through a tunnel to a hidden room with his old weapons. They reloaded and prepared for another attack. The gang kept coming, but their numbers were dropping. After a long firefight, Jonathan threw a smoke bomb.
2 and 3.
In the chaos, the gang accidentally shot their own leader.
I'm with you. Bye, motherfucker.
In another room, Carl confronted the wounded leader, who finally admitted Warren Drummond was behind it all. Carl wasted no time and headed to Warren's class. He interrupted the lesson, demanding Warren admit to killing Kara and mentioning that Kara's file had exposed the truth about him. Shocked, Warren denied it, then told the students about Carl's past as a mercenary. He reached for a gun in his case, but Carl stopped him. A brutal fight broke out, both men highly trained and dangerous.
What I do is a job.
Warren grabbed a flamethrower, but Carl disarmed him and kicked him in the face. Warren fought back, but Carl smashed a light bulb into his eye, badly injuring him. The students watched, unsure who to support. Warren kept coming, and Carl slammed him to the floor repeatedly. Anna, seeing this from upstairs, ran down to help her uncle. Warren stabbed Carl's arm with a screwdriver, but Carl fought through the pain, striking back hard. Finally, Carl drove his weapon into Warren's stomach, ending his life. The room went silent, no one seemed sad about Warren's death. After a moment of stillness, Anna and Joey thanked Carl for everything. Jonathan clapped, telling the students to return to class. The show was over. As they left, Dante, for the first time, showed kindness, telling Carl he looked like he needed a doctor and a vacation. Finally, things seemed calm again. Carl thanked Joey for standing by him through it all. Sometime later, Carl and Anna visited Randall's grave, placing flowers and his badge there. Anna said she'd stay at the house and invited Carl to live with her. Carl said he was proud of her but had to leave. They shared a warm hug, and the story came to an end. The moral of this film is that no matter how dangerous the path we take, knowledge and education remain the strongest weapons to change the future. No matter how hard the environment tries to pull us onto the wrong road, there is always a choice to stand tall, fight against injustice, and protect those who cannot protect themselves. Courage isn't just about fighting, it's about choosing to do what's right, even if it means facing danger.